Hello, my name is Roger Foisey, and I am a personal injury lawyer, a lawyer for the people of Ontario. Having represented so many grieving families due to fatal accidents, I have often been asked why their grief seems to feel worse when someone else is to blame for the accident. Losing a loved one under tragic circumstances is more shocking and devastating than if it were the consequence of illness or a natural occurrence. The suddenness and shock that accompanies traumatic deaths, such as a motor vehicle accident, causes feelings of powerlessness. Catastrophic events threaten emotional security and render us vulnerable. Basic everyday functioning becomes difficult as the body and mind continuously react to new emotional turmoil. Emotions can shift between shock, denial, disbelief, anger, guilt, and hopelessness. Physical manifestations of sudden grief include insomnia, fatigue, agitation, loss of appetite, and lethargy. The memory of the loved one during significant festive events and family milestones generates strong, painful emotions. If you were present for the traumatic event, such as being a passenger in the car at the time of the accident, certain sounds, images, and scenarios can trigger painful memories, reactions, and emotions. In another video, I detailed the necessity of continuing to take care of yourself as you go through the grieving process, and just how important it is to reach out for support. Friends and family, support groups, faith and spiritual activities, and therapy and counseling are all productive methods of lessening your burden and overcoming your grief. Losing a loved one generates a great deal of uncertainty for the future and even as everyday cares of caring for the essential concerns of your family beckon. What was once extremely manageable now feels insurmountable, compounding your grief. Coping with a traumatic death and the necessary preparations that follow may mean that you are unable to work. While emotional pressures that arise from such a loss are indeed overwhelming, so too are the new, unavoidable financial realities. The law recognizes these financial strains. Under Ontario's Family Law Act, family members are now able to receive compensation not only for the sudden loss of care, guidance, and companionship, but also eligible for financial claims. This means that the spouse, including a common law partner, children, stepchildren, grandchildren, parents, grandparents, brothers and sisters are all potentially eligible to receive compensation. There are two types of compensation. The first is non-pecuniary damages, or compensation that comes from the loss of care, guidance, and companionship. This type of loss does not have an actual monetary value, as the benefits of such a relationship are emotional and therefore intangible. Nonetheless, in order to take this into account, the courts, on a case-by-case basis, determine reasonable compensation and assign a monetary amount. And the second type of compensation is pecuniary damages, or compensation based on losses that can be directly translated into real monetary amounts. According to the Family Law Act, pecuniary damages include expenses incurred for the benefit of the deceased person, travel expenses as a result of visiting the person during their treatment, the loss of income, and allowance for the value of services provided, including nursing and housekeeping. All of these allowances must be reasonable in terms of their expense. For example, the Ontario Court of Appeal recognized where fatal accidents occur and someone else is to blame, there must be consideration for the loss of income suffered by family members as a result of the accidental death of a loved one. While this decision does not lessen the emotional impact, it has helped to address the financial worries that accompany such a traumatic event. In addition, this financial compensation offsets much of the hardship that you and your family have endured. It enables you to go through the essential grieving and healing process in the most healthy and meaningful way possible, without the additional burdens, strains, and stressors that sudden financial changes typically impose. I hope that this information has been helpful to you and your family. Be sure to check back with us regularly for current videos, informative blog posts, and other useful legal resources on my website at www.injurylawyercanada.com.